I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this sword. The Yankees only had 6 hits in the game, and one of their runs was on an error. I think that was a good call.
We'll talk about it. That may go the other way.
I just see I lost money again, so that's all I know. Good
morning, everybody. Hope you're all having a nice Wednesday so far. Hope you all had a nice Tuesday. I went 3-2, made a few dollars. Nothing to write home about, but when I lay my head down on the pillow and it was a green day, I consider it a good one. We're on to Wednesday now. Do I have 5 bets open? I have 5 bets open on today's baseball slate. We got Laghezza here for Wednesday morning. Gonna roll through it. We'll start with Minnesota, Tampa, and this is the one John, what I said last night is Pablo Lopez has been excellent. I do question the strength of his competition. He's seen a very easy schedule in terms of a starting pitcher. He's pitched against a lot of bad lineups. In this ballpark against a Rays lineup that's kind of trending upwards, might be a perfect time for Pablo Lopez to get sparked. So I'd go over or pass, maybe raise or pass, but this isn't one I really was interested in. I'll put over up for me. But this is a pass for me. What do you think, John?
Well, I'm not betting today. You could just put all my bets down as a little crybaby emoji, whatever, like the sand in the box emoji is. That's me. I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do and fucking freak out, man. After having the Marlins at 5 yesterday, I couldn't find the train moving fast enough to step in front of. I'll get back out there today. One of the things I have done right this year has actually been taking advantage of the pricing on the Twins at 5 when I think we have, a good pitcher on the bump. So I'll probably be going there again today. Eventually, that rug is going to get pulled. But, Lopez has been good. That's something we actually talked about all the way back to, opening day. I've been a Lopez guy. I thought after the rough kind of run out last year that he would bounce back. He's been really great this year, and anybody could get smoked any given day. But, man, he's really tough to go after right now. The four-seamer is humming. The sweeper's got the changeup, and that curveball is locked in, 46 whiff. On the curveball, I actually thought you might have gone the other way. Rasmussen, after showing a couple red flags, he's gone scoreless in the last 2. And I love a, 12-inning scoreless spot to, kind of sell that rip. And he's been good also. I don't want to knock Rasmussen, although where he's had really good command and control in the past, that sinker, especially in the sweeper, both the righties. Righties have kind of touched them up a little bit this year. Again, I don't think the Twins' offense is any good. You're not going to find any answers in the L7, that's for sure. You can even back it up to L14 versus righties. I guess there's a little bit of lift and a couple barrels will be what I need in Tampa to get it done. I like Twins at 5. It was right around even money. I saw like a minus 102 earlier on today.
Yet Wags is right in the comments. It looks like in the last hour or so, some crazy Tampa money has been coming in. It's up to minus 130 for the Rays. These graphics were made literally 60 minutes before the start of the show, and it was minus 111. It's minus 130 now. So I don't know if something happened, but in the last 90 minutes, the Rays have been absolutely nuked.
Holy crap. You're right. I had to refresh my page. I'm going to make sure I do that.
Yeah, I don't – late steam coming in on Tampa. 20 cents in an hour is freaking crazy. That's like a full 1.5 on Sunday morning for NFL. That's a lot. So
I woke up. And chose violence against the books. That's all my money, guys. I did play first 5 over, though. Very similar to what John said about Rasmussen kind of pulling the rip here. Not trying to make a case that I think that just because he's given up or hasn't given up a run in back-to-back starts that I think that he's going to give up, just get absolutely throttled here. But I played first 5 over 4 just because we're getting it. I got it at minus 115 and I stayed under that 4.5. I think that Rasmussen's capable of giving up a couple for sure. I know that this Twins offense isn't anything to write home about, but on the road and versus right-handed pitching over the last L14, as John says, last 14 days, I mean, they're on the road. They're a top 10 lineup against right-handed pitching. They're a top 10 lineup, give or take. So they didn't hit well against Zach Littell, who I've been kind of riding for a while now. I think he's going to continue to pitch well. Gavin Williams and Freddie Peralta, but Waka, Tobias Myers, Chad Patrick, Sagano, Dean Kramer, they all had success against. So I feel like the Twins should be able to get a couple across. And then as far as the Rays versus Pablo Lopez, I'm just not a big Pablo Lopez guy. I know that a lot of people already know that. His history against Tampa really doesn't do much for me. It's not great either. But again, I don't really think that Pablo Lopez is a bad pitcher, but and this all started last year with some fun that we would have and whatnot, especially with some of the guests that we would have. But I mean, people would talk about Pablo Lopez like he was a Cy Young winner after he would just give up 7 runs and be like, oh, well, then the expected numbers. I mean, this guy is just pitching so well. Sooner or later, look at the BABIP. I mean, this got to come down. And then 3 weeks later, we'd be having this. That's the 3 weeks later we'd be having the same conversation. So that had nothing to do with you personally, John. but I mean, my point is I'm just not a big fan of Pablo Lopez. Has he pitched well this year? Yes, he's pitched well. Kansas City, Milwaukee, San Francisco, Baltimore, and the Angels, Royals again in Cleveland. So the competition really hasn't been there. Again, I'm on the first 5 over. I swear, John, that wasn't a shot at you. I've been back.
Then you get these fucking idiots, these big blow bag motherfuckers. I hate these guys.
Yeah, Tosa's he's never been a Pablo Lopez guy. And there was a while last season where he was looking like the man on that take because he was getting rocked for a few months last year.
He's been really sharp this year.
This year he's been
he does put the ball in the air a lot. Listen, anybody that goes into Tampa with a 42% fly ball rate has a chance to give up a couple dogs. That's what it is in that ballpark right now.
Well, I mean, you also have to consider who he's pitched against. I mean, you got Kansas City, Milwaukee, the Giants, not in San Francisco. That's the worst lineup in baseball away from San Francisco. The Orioles, the Guardians, who haven't been hitting at all at home. The Angels, the Royals again, the White Sox. I mean, he literally hasn't pitched against one good lineup this whole season. So
the Rays really are something. I mean, right now, I know L7. I don't like to overreact to L7, but you can use it as like a trend indicator, just to see what direction the team is going. Tampa is up there with like the Reds as a team that's been at the top 3 and the bottom 3, like done the most kind of rotations through. I mean, most people wouldn't even be able to tell you. Rays right now, last 7, they have a 162 WRC plus. Not only is that number 1, it's number 1 by a fucking order of magnitude. It's 20 points higher than the next team.
Yeah, and then being home in that ballpark with good weather, I honestly think Pablo Lopez is going to get sparked, but I didn't have the backbone to actually put money on that. So let's move on to Giants Tigers. I said under or pass for this one, dude. Flat out, I mean, Landon Rupp's been good. I don't know if that's sustainable, but Landon Rupp's been good. We're talking about 4 quality starts in a row. I mean, do we think it's feasible that the Tigers absolutely smoke this guy? I mean, he's been really, really good. And obviously, we know the Giants aren't going to contribute much. This is the worst road lineup in baseball. So even though Jackson Jobe has looked a little shaky, there's no better spot for a starting pitcher than home in this ballpark. This is a pitcher's park. The weather is not conducive for scoring runs. This is a great ballpark to pitch in against the Giants, who just flat out don't score runs on the road. This might be the worst road lineup in baseball. At home, they're down to score. I'm down to put some faith in the Giants' bats at home in San Francisco. But on the road, this team just does not score. We saw it again yesterday. So even though Jackson Jobe hasn't been all that reliable, I think he'll be fine here. I actually am seeing 7.5. So had I bet this under 8, I might have been sitting on a good. Yeah, looks like it's down to 7.5 across the board. So I probably should have bet this under 8 last night. I didn't, but it's under or pass for me. John, what do you think?
I sent you the. Wait, do you want to lead? Let's go for it.
No, I have a play. I didn't. You're good, John.
All right,
Please.
I was going to say, Kyle. I know. I think I gave you Giants F5. After I dug in on Jobe, that was the part I was selling. I'm actually buying something on Jobe. I'm going to get to in a second, but I like the under. I'm with you. I generally like F5 unders. I like the U4, but I also like the U8 because I do kind of trust both bullpens. All right, Roop, again, it's been good. I was backing him from the get-go. He had his hiccups. We're seeing him kind of clean it up. I love guys that feature the changeup, one of the few guys in the league. He's a 40-40 changeup guy, meaning 40 use, 40 whiff. That's very difficult to pull off with a secondary. It's a legit top-end pitch. He's been really good, and I do kind of trust the Giants to develop pitching, they've been good with that. The hitting, don't even get me started. Jackson Jobe, okay, first off, he's been very good at home. 2.6 ERA at home. The four-seam is looking good at 95. I like that he doesn't overuse it. You only get 31 use, which is where I like a four-seam of that. The velo is good, but the shape is not great. You don't need to force it because the changeup is really good. The slider is really good. The curve is really good. And I wonder if someone in the Detroit front org is watching this show, because I was on this very show when I said the number one priority that I would do if I had Jackson Jobe under my tutelage, if you remember, was what? Ditch the fucking sinker. They've gotten rid of that pitch. It's gone now. He's not throwing it the last two starts. They've pulled that from the arsenal, and I think that's really helped him and will continue to help him. So I'm buying the tangible changes from both young pitchers, and these offenses fucking stink, man. The Tigers are another one where they're at the very, 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 very top when those lefties are humming, and when everybody is not, because the back of the lineup is not great to a man. Both of these teams have been terrible last 7 days. Neither have a 200 batting average. Neither have a 600 OPS. Neither have a 100 ISO. Neither have a WRC plus over 75. So you can get to either one of these offenses. And again, whenever you go under with a 4, 2-2 gets you to push. 2-1, each guy got touched up a little bit, and you can still be good to go. So how about you, Kyle, on the under?
Yeah, I didn't actually bet this one. I should have, though, because like I said, it's 7.5 across the board, so we'd be sitting on a nice bet had we taken.
Oh, that's a big half run too, brother.
Yeah, and I was really close to betting this last night too when it was at 8. But it doesn't look like you can even get the 8 anymore. Toast, what are you on?
It would be over 7.5 for me. I don't agree with anything that you guys have said, to be honest with you guys. I think that Landon Rupp is still garbage. I think that he pitched well against a lineup full of Washington Nationals that at this point, I don't really know what to think about. But I mean, and then if you keep on going down the line, I mean, as far as Oakland is concerned, I mean, they have Butler, Soderstrom, that's pretty much it as far as lefties are concerned. So nothing really is going to scare you there. Minnesota, the same type of situation. I mean, what are you really afraid of? Larnach, maybe Cody Clemens. I mean, who's the lefties in that lineup that's really going to scare you? I mean, I know that he pitched well against them, but again, I'm just not this guy that I don't think that Randon Rupp's that very good. I'm glad that they're changing some of the things with him. And as far as Jackson Jobe is concerned, I think that he's a really, really talented guy. But I also think that he's faced some pretty bad teams so far. Again, San Francisco's pretty damn bad. But at the same time, San Francisco really hasn't scored the last couple of days. Weird things happen on getaway days. I just think that 7.5 was a little bit too low. So we'll see what happens. It doesn't really matter. Shocker.
Next up, by the way, Wags is right in the comments. The Dodgers just got smoked up to -170. Beautiful for Kyle Kirms holding a -140 ticket.
Dodgers win 4-1.
Oh, yeah, Toast says the team total over. Red Sox, Brewers. I'm surprised that I am not holding a better ticket in this one. I bet this game. I thought it was going to smoke the closing line in this one. You can still get the exact same ticket I have. I have an over 7.5. I thought for sure this is going to be 8 across the board. Just the ultimate buy low on the Red Sox lineup. I mean, dude, all it takes is a few games for the market to overreact when it comes to Boston. They go home, they have a shitty homestand, and then everyone's like, Red Sox can't hit. Then they go on the road and they start scoring 7 a game again. This is tale as old as time. This is dates back to when I was just a lad. No, I'm just kidding. It dates back multiple. It dates back multiple years. But it's the Red Sox go home. The bats get stale. Everyone hates on them. Market hates the Red Sox, and they go on the road and they explode offensively, and they finish the season as a top 5 road lineup. That's how the Red Sox always seem to operate. I know that they came into this series and the bats still look a little bit dead, but Fastball Freddy, man, I think we could count on the Red Sox to get a couple off them. And I'm saying a couple. By the way, it's 7.5. Give me 2 off Fastball Freddy here. I don't trust the Brewers bullpen at all. By the way, Fastball Freddy not going very deep into games. I mean, he hasn't gone 6 full innings in a game in almost a month. So that means we should see a large chunk of the Brewers bullpen, which has been very shaky this year. I think we can count on the Red Sox to get some runs. And on the other side, I mean, it's Bayo. don't need to say anything else. I got a 7.5. I'm surprised that you could still get it. So clearly the market doesn't really like my bet. I thought I was going to smoke this one. I didn't. But I'm on the over 7.5 here. What do you think, John?
Is Bayo considered
you
bad?
can tell me on the over. I like the Milwaukee side. Man, when it first opened, I was looking at the first 5 run line. If I were to take my pick now, maybe I would get on the money line. I'm seeing it as low as minus 132 for the Brewers. I mean, again, even if Red Sox offense and all that stuff you said is correct, and I'm not really want to push up against it. It's more the Bayo side of it that I'm not really digging. Peralta is a country mile order of magnitude better than this guy. Bayo's been pretty terrible. The command and control has been terrible. He's living in the zone. He's not inducing chases. He's actually been really lucky when it comes down to it. He doesn't have a single answer to lefties. Lefties righties and lefties are both batting 300 against this guy. He hasn't finished 5 innings in his last 4 games. It's too many sinkers. He's missing with the sweeper. The changeup is bad to lefties. I kind of like Peralta. He is absolutely shoved at fucking home. He has a sub-1 ERA at the crib this year. Yes, you nailed it, though. My note always is going to say that, Kyle, with the fastball. I actually think he has a very good fastball. I don't think anybody should be throwing it 59% of the time.
Yo, right?
That's entirely too high, especially if you really start to pull the threads on the entire arsenal. Peralta has a really, really thick arsenal. We mentioned early in the year with the changeup grip that he changed. That took that pitch back to a legit great pitch. The curve is also good. He has the slider to righties, minimum 38 whiff, maximum 270 X-lug. I promise you, without having mined this myself, I promise you, there are not more than a half a dozen starters that can make that claim to having 3 pitchers that meet all of those grades. Peralta's got a good arsenal. Man, I don't know, Kyle. You might be right about the Boston offense. I'm one of those guys that's gotten kind of whipsawed. Oh, Boston's good. I chased them up, and they disappoint. I had the team total yesterday. I thought they might get to Savali, and the Milwaukee bullpen was, I had them on the gas list. I don't even know who the fuck they threw in those extra innings. Krasinski, I never even heard of this guy before. And Boston kind of fell flat, so I was kind of leaning into that a little bit. Last 7 days have been terrible. Let's see, last 14 days. Also, it's not been good. They're, bottom 3 in ground ball rate. I mean, they're chasing out of the zone a lot, so I guess I'm going to hope that Peralta's got the bending stuff work and Brewers to win.
I kind of like Boston, but I'm on the over. So, I don't know. I like the Red Sox to score, but I just lost with a Red Sox team total over 2 days ago. Then Toast yesterday took Red Sox money line. So, the Red Sox have been cooking the show the last couple days. But I'm just taking the over. Toast, what did you take anything here?
No. It would only be Boston for me. I don't really understand this line. I don't even think I know that Bale's working through some things. I don't think is that bad that people make him out to be. I didn't realize that was the sentiment around here, but we'll fix that in due time. But it would only be the Red Sox or pass for me. There's no way in hell I would back the Brewers at this big minus price. Neither one of these teams has really impressed me lately.
Steve thinks Freddie Peralta is going to get blown up. He said, "Be careful, the walks are climbing."
I would, if it was like the normal Boston offense, then I would agree with you guys. But when you have Marcel Mayo, Nick Sogard, Trevor Story, David Hamilton, Connor Wong, Cedric Rafaela, that's AAA guys. That's not the Red Sox offense that we know and love. So, we'll see.
So this next one, the number I got is long gone. I got a minus 140. It's now at minus 170, minus 165. So I'll put it up, but you can't bet it anymore. It's gone. I'm on the Dodgers here at minus 140. Cleveland hasn't touched lefties. Who's even it's Colby Allard now. We don't even know what we're going to see from Cleveland in terms of pitching.
We knew it wasn't going to be Junis, that's for sure.
And I think he's going to follow.
Yeah, I'm sure we will see Junis.
Bring his ass out there, please.
And on the fact that the Dodgers, they were able to secure the win comfortably yesterday, didn't really use up their bullpen. In fact, I would imagine they have all of their arms available that they want. I mean, Kasparius could probably go again. Tanner Scott had the day off. Vesey had the day off. So Dodgers bullpen, which has been a little bit of a shaky spot for them, they're going to have all their arms available. Who knows how deep Kershaw goes into the game? I get it. But like I said, Cleveland hasn't been hitting lefties. They also haven't been hitting at home all season. maybe a little bit better as of late, but as a whole, this has been a very bad lineup at home this year. But like I said, the number's gone, so it's not even worth me saying anymore. I have it at minus 140. You can't even get close to that. It's minus 170 now.
I will say to this, I played the Dodgers team total over 4.5. So that number is still widely available. So, take that for what you want. But, I will say that I don't think that as far as Clayton Kershaw is concerned, it's one of those situations where he's only pitched a little bit so far this year, but it's one of those situations where if you are playing on the Dodgers he only pitched 2 innings his last start, so he should be pretty damn fresh. And then as far as the Dodgers line going up, and you can't get at the number that Sauce got, neither one of these teams really play one-run games. This is game number 55 for Cleveland. They've played 12 one-run games. This is game 56 for the Dodgers. They've played 15 one-run games. So if you wanted to play Dodgers minus 1.5, it wouldn't be that. I don't think it'd be that bit crazy. And I also wanted to say one other thing about that Dodgers bullpen that's been kind of shaky. I agree, and I've been like the guy standing on the top of the mountain telling everybody that Tanner Scott's not a closer. But if the Dodgers go out and get a closer and then they move Tanner Scott down into that 7th and 8th inning, then they might have a monster on their hands. So just something to keep in mind as we go forward.
John, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I was with you. I sent you Dodgers money line before the price skyrocketed. My pivot would be to what Toast was saying with the runs. Dodgers haven't been great last 7, but this is a spot where I don't want to overreact to just 7 days because they have taken walks, they have hit the ball hard. And listen, if you're going to have a 250 BABIP as a team for 7 days, you're not going to score a ton of runs. Shit's going to happen. But again, they're pulling the ball, they're hitting it hard, they're getting barrels. So I like the Dodgers to probably outlast them and just get back on the board. Allard might be good, but I don't even know what you're going to get. I would probably say an inning, maybe 2. Then you're hoping Junis to carry the majority of that load. I just don't see the bullpen being able to get all those critical outs. Again, the Dodgers' offense is just a little too powerful for me. Enright even pitched. He threw 32 pitches yesterday. I mean, Junis threw 21 pitches yesterday too. So I don't even know where all these innings are coming from.
Yeah, I was looking at that Dodgers offense, John, and I will say, and I think I pointed this out last night, the only 2 spots over the last 10 games that they really haven't performed offensively, I mean, give or take, was Wednesday night against Arizona. Corbin Burns was pitching. Then they fly across the country on Friday night to play Griffin Canning. They get they ended up winning that game 7-5, but that was like the rain game or what have you. Then on Saturday, they didn't hit well. On Sunday, they didn't hit well. And then obviously in that game against who was pitching for the Mets that game? Oh, yeah, Senga. And then they came up and then 7 against Cleveland and then 9 the next night. So, I mean, they really only had 2 bad games in a weird situation where they had a rain delay and then they saw Griffin Canning. And besides that, Kodai Senga. Besides that, the Dodgers offense has been pretty damn good.
Yeah, and to the money line note for Kyle, there's not much to take from 6 innings. You really, like you were mentioning, you should basically be ignoring it, especially I think it was rain shortened. But like the velo checked out, his extension was fine, the movement and stuff is fine, which be the only thing I'm looking at in the first start, just to make sure nothing is completely out of whack. They haven't made any major changes. Everything under the hood looks good for Kershaw. At the very least, he's going to be strong for 5, I think.
By the way, they mentioned how can't play the Dodgers money line anymore, which I agree with. I would go Cleveland team total under rather than Dodgers team total over. Just give you an idea of the angle I like more.
I've been.
What?
Just to give you an idea how bad I've been.
Yeah.
You don't want to do anything.
Well, I'm saying if you wanted to play on that game, but obviously the number's gone for the Dodgers money line. I don't think Cleveland's going to score. That's what I like more so than the Dodgers. But the Dodgers should also score as well, so it's not.
Yeah, that's under 3.5 minus 110, which is palatable.
All right, betting league standings. In Favre's Wranglers division, We Love Boobies is in first, followed by G Money and Godfather. In the Karen Reed division, Rock Rolls in first. Pirates Fan up top, followed by Crayon Eater and Cincy Kid. In the Jenny Gump division, Gift Horse is in the lead, followed by Rick J. Spoon. Oh, Spoon's up there. Good for Spoon, man. All right, let's go to the Southern Conference. In the Cucumber Garden division, Gimme My Motherfucking Money Back is in first, 3.12 units, followed by C-Flip and Southpaw. That's my division. I'm down there in like 9th, Sauce Enterprises. In the West Sheep division, Mia is in first, followed by Rolly Fingers Your Mother is in second, Hamilton's in third. And in the last division, we have The Poor. Hans is in first. Civilicious is in second, followed by Dom and Ace Boogie. So deadline for today is 6 p.m. Eastern time for today's picks. White Sox on the road in Citi Field. I thought the White Sox had opportunities to steal a game in this series. I thought the first game they had a chance to steal it. I thought yesterday they had a chance to steal it. I mean, Shane Smith has been pretty good. The weather here, not conducive for scoring runs, even though the wind is slightly blowing out. Citi Field is not a run-scoring ballpark. I don't know. This is a pass in every meaning of the word. I have no interest in betting this game at all. I would probably say Mets to win 5-1, so maybe a Mets minus 1.5 if you put a gun to my head. But I will not be betting this one. I'll put Mets minus 1.5. No chance I place this bet. John, what? Is this a White Sox team total over graphic?
Yeah,
John?
it's only 3. It's only
John.
3. The White Sox are hitting right now. You know, it's weird. I think we jumped the shark with some of these totals. This is going to be the same argument. We could play your argument for the Royals probably about like a week ago or something where you're just like, we've gone too far. I mean, the Royals are probably a little better than the White Sox just because they have Bobby Witt. But top and bottom, I don't know how much better than the White Sox. They're all the White Sox last 200 plate appearances. You know, they are leading the league in doubles. They're top 3 in ISO. They're top 5 in walks. They're not chasing. They're pulling the ball. Double-digit barrel rate, 123 WRC+. Griffin Canning's been good. That number, though, has gotten kind of juiced. If I was making something right now, if I was placing a bet right now, I don't know if I ever want to bet minus 140 in the White Sox. I'd probably lean into the Smith stuff, take the plus money with the half run in the F5. So either one of those. I think the White Sox get to 3, but I also like Shane Smith through 5. He's been excellent, man. 2-3-6, 111 surface combo. Lots of swings and misses. Plus, he keeps the ball down. I think those are the things that you need to do. You also mentioned the weather and Citi Field. I think that's a great combination. Smith's been very good around the edges. He's also been very tough on lefties, which is also very important if you want to beat the Mets. He's got a really good curve and changeup combo, and then that slider to righties going to his glove hand side. Lots of run on that pitch. I like Smith. I think Smith has been pretty good. And I think people are just dogpiling the White Sox a bit too much.
That was a typical Laghezza pitcher breakdown. He induces chases. He wins in the zone. He suppresses hard contact. He keeps the ball down. Like, that's a vintage Laghezza pitcher breakdown.
Final score, Mets 13, White Sox 0.
Toast, did you end up betting Mets minus 1.5? I know you were thinking about it.
Yeah, Mets minus 1.5 for me.
Oh, man.
I was dying the whole time.
One of us has to win, though, my man. One of us has to fucking win.
Final score 2-1 Mets.
I was going to say, not necessarily. Right. There's a pretty good chance we both can just get this. We might as well just both bend over right now. So for me, I agree with everything as far as the Shane Smith situation. I think there's a couple guys on this White Sox team that if he didn't play for the White Sox, Jonathan Canning kind of one of them as well. Like, if they didn't play for the White Sox, they don't think they would be looked at as terrible as they really are. As bad as they are if they weren't playing for the White Sox. So that being said, I also want to make a point that I think that Griffin Canning is kind of being a little bit, this is going to be by far a huge step down in class for him. Over his last 6 starts, he's faced Philadelphia, Washington on the road, Arizona on the road, the Cubs, the Yankees on the road, and the Dodgers. And again, now we're getting Can Man as a really fresh. He only pitched 2 2/3. 2 2/3 against the Dodgers, and now he's going to come back out here against this White Sox team. Which I just named the teams that he's faced. This is obviously by far the hugest step down in competition that he's going to see all year so far. And then as far as the bullpens are concerned, I don't really worry about the Mets bullpen, especially against the White Sox. Probably not going to see Reed Garrett today. Regardless, you're going to have Diaz, Stanek, Kranick, Brazoban.
They got arms. They got arms.
Yeah, they should be fine. The White Sox bullpen, they didn't use anybody yesterday, but I don't really care.
Is that good or bad for them, right? I can't tell.
So I just wanted to point it out because if I don't point it out, people will say, "Oh, you didn't say anything about the bullpen. How was I supposed to know?"
But it's like, oh man, they're the only team that I actually dock for being rested. You know?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one, and man, I was really close to pulling the trigger on Houston at minus 124. Had I done it, I'd be sitting on a really nice ticket right now. So I was hesitant about McCullers. That's what took me off. And honestly, it's the A's offensive numbers. They kind of remind me of college football people, if there's anyone watching. Kind of remind me of the Kansas Jayhawks, where under the hood, all the numbers look excellent. A's top 10 offensively against righties recently, and they scare you off bets. They scare you onto some A's bets that continue to lose. So I let the McCullers numbers scare me a little bit. That red start skewing the numbers there. I let the A's offensive numbers skew me a little bit. That might be skewed a bit because of their home ballpark. Got scared off a good bet here. I think you got to go Astros. Severino's been good on the road, but Houston at home against right-handed pitching has been pretty dynamite. So I think the Astros can score on Severino. Houston or pass, but long gone. If I was to bet Houston, I should have done it last night at minus 124. Don't bet it at this number. So I think Houston wins, but I got nothing. I see graphics in here, so it looks like both you guys have a bet on this game. Toast, you want to go first?
First 5 under 4.5 for me. I'll start with Severino. I will give you that the competition that he has faced on the road has been lackluster, to say the least. But all that said, he has performed extremely well on the road so far this year. I don't think that he's going to come in here and probably blank the Astros. But at the same time, I mean, he has a 0.72 ERA on the road, a 0.96 whip. He's getting a lot of chases on the road, so the hard hits percentage is down. So the XFIP's up there a little bit. But my point being is that even if I'm getting first 5 under 4.5, so I don't really think that the A's are going to do, or I'm sorry, the Astros are going to do much against Severino. And then as far as McCullers is concerned, I don't think that he's been pitching as bad as people make it out to be. I think that he had one really bad start against Cincinnati at home, where clearly he just wasn't ready to pitch that day, and that was after his first start in 3 years. So maybe there was just a little bit of arm fatigue. Maybe there was some nervousness being at home. I don't know. But since then, that's the only time that he's been absolutely downright terrible. I mean, the start against the White Sox, he didn't give up any runs. He walked 3 guys. It is what it is. Then he goes on the road in Texas, pitches 4 innings, gives up 4 hits and no runs. The walks go down. Against Seattle, the walks go up, but hey, there's 8 strikeouts there and 5 hits over 4 1/3. So I think we're starting to see a better Lance McCullers every start. And the fact is he's not giving a whole bunch of runs up. And like Kyle said, the A's are an enigma. I mean, they look like they can score a whole bunch of runs and whatnot, but when you really need them to score for you, they're just nowhere to be found. So I feel like they have a lot of empty calories in that A's up for that A's offense. So yeah, I did first 5 under 4.5. You can still get that available. Yeah.
All right, John, do I see an A's team total over here?
Yeah, you know what, though? After I went through my pitching stuff, I would pivot and tail my man Toast on the under 4.5. It was originally, I think I stepped into that trap, or the potential trap, of trying to chase like bad McCullers. Now, if you remember, I was actually on the air with you guys last time around, and I think my worry about McCullers at the time was very warranted. If you remember, I was saying he wasn't throwing the slider, he wasn't throwing the curveball, the pitches that we needed from him. That's actually changed. So it's funny, Toast, you really nailed that, because it's not your imagination. He is getting a lot better. I have a big, check mark emoji next to the pitch mix, because now they've totally throttled the sinker. You're getting the slider and the knuckle curve that you wanted. They've been awesome. That sinker is like, I think, of the past now. So I don't know if maybe they were worried about his arm right off the bat. Like maybe they just didn't want him spinning the elbow. Possibly. They wanted to get a couple innings under his belt, get a couple healthy starts before they went kind of full bore. But that's been the case now. Listen, you look at the A's last 7, it's strong, but that's why you don't look at L7, because it's very easy to skew with just a game or two. You back it up to L30, guys. We're talking 800 plate appearances versus righties. They've been bad. Bottom 5 ground ball, bottom 5 fly ball, bottom 8 pull, bottom 10 hard hit, bottom 5 barrel rate. This is not a great offense. Kurtz went down just as he was starting to hit. There's a lot of swing and miss in this lineup. I'm not a big A's guy, especially on the road. Houston, very good at home. And you're right about the Severino splits. He's been great on the road. More than anything, though, he hasn't given up a home run in 47 innings. And that's what the Astros do, right? They're all very pull-centric. They all kind of lift those pull batted ball events. That's going to be very hard to do against Severino. He's very cerebral, going to be very aware of that. That's why he doesn't give up the long ball. He doesn't pitch there. So, yeah, I like the under 4.5, what you said.
Kyle, can you really quickly just pull up on our spreadsheets the right-handed pitchers versus the Athletics, just so I can make this point so everybody can see? What I meant and what John's kind of alluding to is like those empty calories or however you want to say it. Like if you look at their game logs, they see Wheeler, obviously he's really good. They don't touch him. They see Kokonowitz and Hendricks, they get 4 off of him. Obviously, those guys suck. They see Soriano, who's somewhat decent. He goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs, but he walks 4 guys and gives up 10 hits, and they still only have 3 runs. Verlander, Rupp, Webb all pitch well against them. I mean, it's like that Yamamoto in NAC stats. I mean, it's like it's really not as impressive as what everybody makes it out to be. I guess that's all I wanted to make that point, because you look at those names on the list, it's just really not that impressive. So again, I just feel like there's a lot of empty calories there.
So the reason that some A's money just came in, Houston is now down to minus 135, and the reason is, according to Wags in the comments, Diaz is resting today for Houston, so we're not going to see Diaz in the lineup for Houston. So it's a little bit.
So that's why he was my BVP. I'm not like the biggest BVP guy. Sometimes I put it on my advertisement for my Substack in the morning, and Diaz was there. Diaz had faced Severino 7 times, 3 hits, 2 homers, and I maybe people are overreacting to that.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's out today. So
I was gonna say, I mean, not that I'm like some Victor Carantini stan or anything, but I mean, it's not like a. I mean,
do they have those? Is that a thing that exists?
I don't know. Maybe
I didn't know that was a thing either. But let's move on to Pittsburgh, Arizona. So I'm on the D-backs here. I got it at minus 130. You could still get minus 130. You could still get minus 130 actually. So it moved a few cents towards Arizona, but not much. Look, obviously we know Skeens is better than Zach Gallen, but what are we expecting the score to be after 6 innings here? I mean, look, Arizona's bats maybe not quite as explosive as they were earlier in the season, but this is still, for a righty that throws a fastball, this is about as dangerous as it gets on the road here against Arizona. So I think we can count on the Diamondbacks to get 1 or 2 across. 1 or 2. That's all I need. Because in the late innings, I know everyone's out on the Diamondbacks bullpen, but the arms they used yesterday, Ginkel, Graveman, and Beeks. Remember, Justin Martinez is back now. We didn't see him yesterday. We didn't see Shelby Miller yesterday. So the Diamondbacks have Shelby Miller and Justin Martinez rested. I'm getting the much better team at home at minus 130. I really don't need to overthink it. Yes, is Skeens better than Gallen? Probably, but Gallen making a home start against the Pirates? Is anyone going to be surprised if he throws 6 shutout? I'm sure as shit not. So, yeah, maybe Skeens probably throws a great game. I think there's a very good chance that even after Skeens goes 6 2/3, 1 run, that they're not even winning. So, I like the D-backs here at minus 130. I bet this one. John?
Yeah, I'm the donkey that ran to the window thinking that the plus 105 on Skeens wouldn't hang. And now that it hasn't moved in either direction, I just saw the same number up, that's not making me feel like the warm and fuzzies. Because, again, I think you make all the really good points. I do think the pitching edge is so severe that I think the price is a little lopsided. You know, Gallen, we were calling him out as the fake ace. He's given up 14 earned in his last 16 1/3. He has a plus 6 ERA at home. He continues to overuse a very bad 4-seamer. And it's like, don't look now. The Pirates are hitting. Like, you know, and again, if you're going to back a team like the Pirates or the White Sox, you almost need to chase the smaller sample, because if we're looking at these teams in terms of sine waves, it doesn't last long enough for you to, like, ride a wave. It's here. You get a week where they're going to hit. They're seeing the ball well. Reynolds and O'Neill Cruz are kind of clicking at the same time. And I'm going to need them to get us a run or 2 against Gallen, because I think you know, right? The Arizona Diamondbacks are objectively a better offense. I think the bullpen is in fact better now too. I'd be going with the F5 and my boy Skeens just for 5 shutout innings. I'm looking for.
Yeah, and another thing is Pirates they came back and obviously won yesterday. They had Santana and Bednar close out the game. Now they had 2 days off before that, so they're both going to be available. But do you guys really trust Dennis Santana and Bednar to successfully close out 2 games in a row on the road? 2 in a row?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, Bednar.
Bednar?
So,
Bednar?
let's say Skeens pitches great. Let's say it's 3-1 Pirates going into the 8th. You trust Santana and Bednar to come out again on the road and successfully close this lineup out again? I honestly think if it's 3-1 Pirates going into the 8th and we're going to see Santana and Bednar again, that I'm still sitting comfortably with my Arizona moneyline ticket, honestly. So, yeah. Toast?
First 5 under 4 for me. I just felt like that, and I think we're getting that 4 number because Gallen hasn't been as sharp. But, I mean, again, can't really you guys know me. I think that Zach Gallen's a scrub. But at the same time, I mean, he has pitched. I mean, St. Louis, the Dodgers, the Mets twice, Atlanta, Chicago again. I mean, he's faced some pretty good teams. I get that Colorado absolutely destroyed him at home, but all these pitchers, almost everybody in this league has bad days. I mean, they can be random. I don't think even me, the Zach Gallen hater, doesn't think that he's that bad of a pitcher. So not to mention the fact I love playing unders after games like last night where we see both teams kind of explode, especially for a team like Pittsburgh that scored 9 runs after that. So the last couple of times, the Pittsburgh that scored, they really haven't followed it up with doing much either. So I think Skeens can deal. I actually think that Zach Gallen can deal. First 5 under 4 minus 125. I did pay a little bit of juice for it. I don't care.
Let's move on to the next game. And the next game is Marlins Padres, man.
Sorry, world.
Marlins really broke my heart.
Jackson Merrill's back.
All right. Well, on that note, you like the Padres here?
No. This is like the ultimate pass of a game.
That's what I'm saying. What the hell do you do here? I got nothing.
I guess over or pass. I would love to have some cool way to say that I could back Sandy against my team, and because I think Sandy's been one of my favorite pitchers, or my favorite pitcher in a really long time, but he's not Sandy anymore. I mean, it's just plain and simple. So even, yes, he faced the Dodgers twice and got hit up. And then it's like, and I said this last night, it's like, this is finally, we're going to get Sandy in a good spot on the road against the White Sox. This is where he can finally maybe get right. Nope. Gets absolutely throttled. Goes home against the Rays, gets throttled. Goes on the road against the Angels, gets throttled. So, again, same type of situation as the Arizona game. I don't really want to play an over with 2 teams that just scored a whole bunch of runs yesterday. I know Miami did all their scoring in the first inning yesterday, and then after that did nothing. But Kyle Hart is kind of like hit or miss for me. He's not really going to go deep into games, and this Padres bullpen has been kind of hit or miss lately. Not to mention they have been worked a lot. I mean, you're going to have Suarez and Adam, but Estrada worked, Sean Reynolds worked yesterday, Matsui worked yesterday, and Suarez and Adams have worked a lot. I mean, they've worked 5 days out of the last 7. So
yeah,
there's a part of me that thinks that Schulte's probably not going to want to pitch those guys unless he absolutely has to. So it would only be over 8.5 for me. I think this is a true coin flip. Like I said, if I had any indication that I think Sandy could pitch well, I would love to play on Miami today.
I have nothing to say. John?
Yeah, I had very little. I think I put San Diego team total, but then when I looked at how bad Hart has been in the minor leagues lately, so in his four AAA starts since the demotion, he has 15 walks and 19 and a third.
Yeah, he can't figure it out, dude.
He's been terrible. He can't find his own, and it's hard to back Miami because they haven't been good really against lefties at all. But if I really wanted something, it'd probably be the Padres because again, they've been so bad. And I don't think they're that bad of a team. So when I think is a good talented team start to show at least a little bit of life, I think you could ride him for a wave because the Sandy thing, it's really bad right now. He's given up 38 runs in his last 37 and a third. That's 8 starts. Like, yeah, the velo is there, but it's like, so what? The 4-seamer and single combo, he has no idea where it's going. These pitchers are getting obliterated. The changeup has been good, but you can't throw it enough to make it your whole arsenal. And then the curveball and the slider, he's missing, like hanging these pitches. He's getting crushed. He's like a walking 4 earned right now. The Miami bullpen kind of sucks. So it's always easy to see them giving up a ton. I guess the back end of their pen is rested right now, but like, I'm not sure if it matters. Henriquez has been good, but outside of that, I wouldn't be scared of any of these guys, Bender or Fauché or any of these guys.
Yeah. I will say, too, the Padres have seen some pretty decent right-handed starters over the last couple of weeks. I mean, so maybe there is a little bit of a buy low situation with this Padres offense. I'm not there yet, but we'll keep it seen.
let's move on because that game sucks. Cardinals, Orioles. Let's go Cards. I'm on the Cardinals at plus 105. Obviously, it hasn't moved much. Looks like you could still get plus 100. Let's see if this has moved. Yeah.
Yep, you're good.
So you could still pretty much get the same. I got plus 105. So you could still get a very similar number. Yes, I'd still play it at plus 100. All right. So hold on. Let me just check to make sure there's been no updates.
Make sure you give our redheaded friend Mikolas some love in your thing.
It's not really Mikolas love, though. That's not what this is about.
I'm going to give him some love.
So I like how the wind's blowing in from right field, although it doesn't look as good. 2 lines. So a decent amount of wind blowing in from right field, and this really favors the Cardinals side of things. First of all, Mikolas has been good. I think 7 of his last 8 starts have been solid. He had 1 really bad game against the Reds. Other than that, he's been pretty rock solid. I know he struggles with lefty bats, and I know the Orioles have lefty bats. I get if you're concerned there. But with wind blowing in from right field and just shitty weather, not really conducive for scoring runs here, I think Mikolas can pitch well because he continues to pitch well start after start after start. So
especially on the road.
Yeah, I don't see any reason not to trust Mikolas to give you a quality start. Now, he's not going to give you a shutout into the 7th inning, but he can give me 5 2/3 2 earned runs here. And on the other side, if Mikolas gives me 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, 2 runs. If he gives me that, I am in a very good position to win this baseball game. Now, on the other side, we've got Cade Povich, who what do we think about Cade Povich? So he's been hold on. He's been pretty he's been pretty good, but he's pitching against the Cardinals lineup. Now, I had said, guys, the Cardinals lineup is starting to fall off a little bit against left-handed pitching, but then we talked about it last night. Look at the lefties this freaking team has seen. Are you kidding me? All right, so we're going to say, the Cardinals have fallen off a little bit against lefties. Let's see who they've seen. Skubal, Reagans, Luzardo, Christopher Sanchez, Mackenzie Gore. Those are like the 5 best lefties in the league right there. In a row. That's what the Cardinals have seen. And you know what? They're not even getting blanked. They scored 4 runs on Mackenzie Gore. They had 7 base runners, 2 runs on Sanchez. They didn't get to Luzardo. They scored 4 runs on Reagan. They scored 3 runs on Skubal. So, yeah, the production against lefties is down a little bit. They've seen arguably the 5 best lefties in baseball. So, Povich, you want to put Povich's name in the ranks with Skubal and Luzardo? Absolutely not. Cards up. Also, the more rested bullpen here for.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't do the bullpen.
I didn't get there yet. I didn't get there yet. But for those of you that are interested in the bullpen situation, for why,
Kyle's about to pull out the bullpen. If you're allergic to colors or your eyes don't like colors, shield your eyes.
Yeah, this is the Orioles bullpen situation for this one.
Most worked pen right now in the league.
Yeah. Orioles bullpen not in the greatest shape. They will have Batista to close it out, but they're not going to have Cano. Probably not going to have Aiken. They'll have Dominguez, but probably not Baker. They'll have Kitchers, but probably not Soto. So, yeah, the Orioles bullpen also taxed. So, yeah, it's cards for me. Let's go. John?
I guess you could sell me on that. I can't keep doing it. I'm going to go broke on this one. But you're halfway there for me. For me, it's over or nothing. I think you really nailed the Povich stuff. He has a nearly 7 ERA at home. He's given up 3 earned through his last 11 innings. I'm in like a sell the rip situation here. The 4-seamer's not any good. I do like the Cardinals offense versus lefties, regardless of the small sample stuff. I think they're a good left-hand hitting team, and Povich I don't think is very good. He has a single pitch to righties that's worked. Everything else is failing across the board. And then when it comes to Mikolas, it's he can't keep getting away with this, John said, as he packed his last 3 worldly possessions in a fucking handkerchief and looked for a place to sleep under the goddamn fucking underpass with the rest of the broke counts. Motherfucker, I cannot believe this. Miles Mikolas, last 6 games, 33 2/3. He's given up 5 earned runs on what is quite possibly the worst 4-seamer in the league. He has the biggest discrepancy in expected slug and slug in the league. He is quite literally, he is the luckiest pitcher in Major League Baseball by a fucking leap and a bound. It is sickening. I cannot stand Miles Mikolas, and especially yesterday, when I needed the Baltimore offense, Kyle, you would have loved this because you guys would have loved to watch me in real time go through the roller coaster of emotions. I thought my entire season was turning around. I had Baltimore F5. Ryan O'Hearn hit a walk-off home run for me because Sagano got his finger cooled, his butthole cooled.
Yeah.
In the first inning. So I got the walk-off F5. And I was like outside. Dude, it's just a single bat. It's not the money. I was outside of myself like, we are getting ready to turn the bitch around. Like, here we go. The cruise ship is fucking turning. And then the Marlins, broke my phone. What would break first, your bank account or your body? And I got fucking spanked. Michael, it has got to come back to earth. The Baltimore offense, though, seriously, guys, it's so bad at every turn. There's literally nowhere to look for this offense for, like, relief in the spreadsheet other than it's just, I'm buying fucking low on bad four-seamers, you know what I mean? So give me the over. Even if the Cardinals have to do all the lifting, Kyle, maybe we both get there. I'll take an 11-0 Cardinal win. I'll be fine with it.
Oh, I will take it also.
Yeah.
Toast, Cardinals with me?
No. Well, I'm not gonna screw your. I don't want to screw your money line, but I didn't do Cardinals team. Bro. Cardinals team total over 3.5 minus 135. You say, "Oh my god," all the time.
Nice
I haven't
too.
had. I mean,
that's nice bet too.
But yeah, it's just more of a situation where I talked about it yesterday. I'm not worried about the Cardinals versus left-handed pitching. I mean, Kyle just mentioned it, the same thing we did last night. So I'm not worried about it. I really can't add anything. I just didn't really know what to think about the Cardinals and stuff. So I just wanted to do their team total. So I also think that the Cardinals
since earlier today.
And I also think that the Cardinals bullpen isn't in like super tip-top shape, if I remember correctly. Like Helsley worked yesterday, Maton 2 of the last 3, Mats went 24 yesterday. So I mean, I
think they'll all be available, but yes, it's not.
Yeah, I do as well.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
You hear the rumor that the Phillies are trying to get Batista out of Baltimore? Seriously.
I mean, it makes sense with what happened to Alvarado. They do need a closer. Romano isn't going to do this forever. Speaking of the Phillies, Braves, Philadelphia, and John, I really want to bet the Braves here. Smith, Shawver, strong numbers against lefty bats. No Bryce Harper in the lineup for the Phillies. Phillies used their 3 main arms yesterday: Kirkring, Strom, Alvarado. I'm not Alvarado. Kirkring, Strom, Romano. And they'll be available again today, but I don't know if I trust them to successfully close out back-to-back games. I don't necessarily think the Braves could get to Zach Wheeler, but I think A.J. Smith-Shawver could pitch pretty well. The Phillies really haven't gotten to righty starters. I know they've been winning a lot of games, but if you actually look, they're not really getting to righty starters, especially a guy who has good numbers against lefty bats. I think the Braves could be within striking distance going into the 7th inning. I think it could be 3-1 Phillies, and the Braves are live with the Phillies bullpen being used last night. So I think at plus 130, the Braves are kind of a steal. I didn't have the stones to place this bet, though. I want to be on Atlanta, though. John, what do you think?
I don't think any of that makes you a bad guy. I'm surprised it didn't lead you to an under because a lot of what you're saying, I'm like nodding along, even though you were kind of leaning Braves. I've been leaning under this whole time. I'm modeled under the 4. I'm also modeled under the 7.5. The bullpens give me fucking agita, and I'd rather avoid them if I can. So I probably give me the F5 U4. Shawver got cracked his last time out. Those quite literally my favorite spots to bet. Pitchers that I love that just got destroyed and are coming in at good prices. But listen, man, not wanting to bet against Zach Wheeler, who's like, objectively a top 5 arm in the league, maybe top 3, and then arguably number 1. So Shawver, again, I mentioned the buy low spot. He's just excellent, man. He's got out pitches to lefties and righties. That splitter curve combination is fucking devastating. We saw him kind of go through that. Fantasy geeks always will say, prospect growth not linear, but sometimes you see it play out in real life. I used to call them trajectory guys in my writing. A young guy that we know can be good, gets his clock cleaned at first, gets demoted, comes back and is very good. Yep. Shawver is exactly that guy.
Tyler McGill.
Yeah, there's plenty of guys like that. I thought it was going to be Reed Detmers also. We didn't quite get there, although we also have the caveat of the Angels sucking, right? So that might be the Angels' fault, which I'm always fine with. Wheeler has just been great. I actually thought you were going to pitch me on a selling the rip. I mean, Wheeler is now on 19 2/3 consecutive scoreless.
I'm going to sell you on it.
eventually something's got to give. Even if you still think he's awesome, right? This one is 1-0 through 5 or whatever. He has the game's best four-seamer, though. Funny enough, the only pitch he throws that gets hit, of course, is the fucking sinker, which I don't know why he throws it because his command is so good. But yeah, I love the pitching matchups on both sides.
Toast?
I love Atlanta here today. So obviously I'm cold as ice. So take that for what it's worth. But I have no problem backing AJ Smith-Shawver. I mean, John did a really good job of talking about it. I don't really even put too much stock in that stock against Washington. He saw the same lineup twice in a row. They got him on the road. It is what it is. I mean, his previous starts on the road against Pittsburgh, Colorado, and Tampa Bay, yes, really not the competition of the Phillies. I haven't bet Atlanta yet because I want to see if Bryce Harper plays or not tonight. I'm most likely he's not going to play.
I thought he definitely wasn't playing.
I also assumed he would be out.
I assume that he is going to be out, but the X-rays were negative. So if he can play through a bruise or whatever, maybe we see him play. But my point to that is I just want to see, because it is Bryce Harper. He's one of the best players in baseball. He tries to play every day. And the reason I say that is because if he doesn't play, then you're going to move probably they said, I think Thompson said he's going to move Bohm to first base and then whoever to third base. That's when I think that we're going to
Sosa. You're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, Sosa came in last night, so I actually really like Edmundo Sosa. But regardless, I just think that you're going to see if Bryce Harper's out, you're going to see a really watered down Phillies offense because you take Harper out, you put in Sosa. I mean, it's just really not the same at the bottom of that lineup. So I mean, especially at the top of that lineup, especially because Bryce Harper's been hitting so well. And then as far as Zach Wheeler's concerned, John kind of touched on it. Yes, Zach Wheeler's been fantastic. I love Zach Wheeler. I've always said that he's probably one of the best pitchers in the league. I guess Scooble, you could probably make the argument right now. But at the same time, I mean, hasn't given up a run in 3 starts. He hasn't given up a run to Atlanta in his last 2 home starts going back to last year. I just feel like sooner or later this dam is about to break. And I know that you can't cap games like that, but that's just how I personally feel. So I'm going to wait a couple hours to see if Bryce Harper plays. If I lose a few cents of CLV, and I don't really care, it's worth it to me to know if that guy's in the lineup or not. So it would only be the Braves for me.
Yeah, I can't actually bet it. I'm rooting for you, though.
Well, I haven't bet it yet, so we'll see.
Reds, Royals. I mean, I don't know. John, you want to take this one? I don't know.
I mean, I was kind of leaning under. When I started diving in on Cameron, I think he's probably outpitched, his talent level for a little bit. And I think Cincinnati with Green, now back from the injury with that one rehab start, kind of under his belt, he came out healthy and everything checked out. Velo, shape, also all that stuff was good. So I think we have such an extreme pitching edge here. And I think I like the Reds bullpen better than like KC. I went Cincinnati to win. That was minus 118 earlier. Hold on, that was at 5. Yeah, minus 118. So the market doesn't love Green or the Reds.
Why though?
I guess because Cameron's been lights out. And again, he has been lights out. He's not Hunter Green. And it's not like the Royals offense has been any good either. A Royals offense last 2 weeks versus righties. They have 4 home runs and a sub 300 OBP. Sub 5 barrel, sub 300 XWOB, but none of this stuff really checks out. Reds versus lefties has been a bad split for us also. But I just think the pitching edge is so heavy in our favor. Again, Cameron has been excellent. Just 2 earned through nearly 20 innings. I mean, at what point are you going to sell the rip on a guy that's throwing 91? He's been really lucky on that. Though the underpinning stuff is very strong. I want to give it up. His secondary stuff really all looks really good. And if you watch him pitch, the in and out, the up and down, he's got a lot of the changes that you're looking for in rookies. I just think eventually he's got to hit the cliff a little bit. The slide is good. The changeup is good. The cutter is good. But again, I just think he's been over his skis. That's Hunter Green, man. Hunter Green can shove anybody for 5 innings,
I don't know. This one freaks me out. I don't trust the Reds bats. Noah Cameron looks cool. Why is it only minus 118 with Hunter Green?
No.
I kind of think the Royals are going to win, but I don't really have any logical. This is like a quote unquote. I got a feeling. I think the Royals are going to win, but
how about under 7.5 then? No.
I don't know. I don't know, John. I don't want to talk about this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say. As soon as you said under 7.5, and I said no out loud, and I was like, I shouldn't even have said that because I can't even argue with you. So
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I think the Royals are going to score runs on Hunter Green. There's no reason why they should. I don't know. I think the Royals are going to win.
I was gonna say, this price doesn't make any sense to me. It just seems so short. Again, I said last night that I've been impressed with what Noah Cameron has done so far this year. Only one start at home versus St. Louis, but as we've talked about, St. Louis has been pretty damn good versus left-handed pitching. So it's not like that's a bad start. It's just, I mean, you have Hunter Green. The Royals have never even seen Hunter Green, so that's like even another positive thing about this game. So, and if the Cincinnati offense is in one of these runs that we've talked about so many times over the last 3 or 4 years on this show, where they can be the best offense in baseball for 2 weeks and then the worst offense in baseball for 2 weeks. Right now, it feels like they're the best offense in baseball over the last. Yeah, because they're scoring 6 runs a game over the last 7 of their last 8 games or some bullshit like that. So it would only be KC for me just because I think everything about this reeks. But again, I'm not betting.
Yeah, I'm putting KC up for me too. But it would really, if I was to bet this game, I would take the Royals, but more of just like a 100% contrarian, quote unquote, fading the public type of fun bet. Not. I don't really see a logical path to Kansas City. I just have a feeling they win.
I was gonna say it's starting to bump up into the plus 100s. I mean, I was gonna say I would need like a plus 110 or something like that. But I did think that it was very telling that the books weren't giving you the Kansas City plus money for a while. But again, we'll see.
It is. It's fishy as hell. It is.
Yeah.
Guys, Rockies Cubs.
What?
How many runs are you expecting from the Cubs in this game, John?
All of them. Actually,
they're not scoring, John.
I had again. I sent you the stuff early, and I think I had either Cubs cover or Cubs team total. Shit. Okay, I had the Cubs cover. Again, you can always backdoor that argument with the fact the Rockies bullpen can blow anything at any time.
What about the Cubs bullpen, John? That bullpen's taxed as hell, and it sucks.
Sit back and enjoy this.
They've been really good. Yeah, I know they are worked right now. They've been excellent, which is kind of funny because I thought without Hodge, I thought the last leg on that table was going to break. I mean, listen, Palencia is the best arm, and
can I say something, John? They've played Colorado, Cincinnati, Miami, and the White Sox their last 10 games. That bullpen better look somewhat decent.
That'll do. Well, Palencia's been the best arm. He's rested. Other than that, they're definitely worked. I guess you could see Keller again. Pomerantz had the day off, but again, what the hell are we talking about with these guys? Gordon actually passed the sniff test a little bit more than I thought. You get these young guys with very, very little experience. I think it takes that kind of nuanced touch. I wasn't a fan of the four-seamer. I did happen to watch him pitch against my Yankees, and he looked really good.
He pitched well.
So he's worth another look. And he's got that key thing that I talk about all the time. He has an out pitch to either-handed hitter, and when you can do that, you're going to have a chance to string together a couple of starts. He's got a really good slider he throws to righties and a really good changeup he throws to lefties. I just don't know if he's going to be enough to overpower it because Matthew Boyd has really been great. I'm really liking what I see from him, even though he's given up 2 earned in each of the last 8, which I guess is kind of a baked-in floor maybe for the Colorado offense. But man, they're freaking impossible to back. The Colorado offense sucks. All the lefty stuff is atrocious. Last 300 plate appearances against lefties, they're batting 181 with a 243 team OBP, 28% K, bottom last in a hard hit rate, and a 269 xWOB. I mean, that stuff doesn't, the Rockies fucking blow. So even if the Cubs don't score, I think they could win it 3-1, 3-0.
3-1 would be nice because I'm eyeing up a Rockies plus 2.5. How many runs do you expect the Cubs to score in this ballpark? It's shitty weather.
Yeah, it is.
Matthew Boyd trending in the wrong direction. The Cubs bullpen is taxed. I mean, if you can give me an affordable Rockies plus 2.5. Toast, what do you think?
Is that a run line you're talking about? Plus 2.5? Well, run line, interesting. I don't think I ever really look at those.
Well, in this particular one, just because
it's only the Rockies that we look at them. It's because
well, right, they get priced decently, right?
Yeah. Minus 120 or plus 2.5.
Shut up! Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially against I don't hate that. I just wanted to point out I played Pete Crow Armstrong over hits and runs and RBIs like I do pretty much every day for the Cubs. But as far as the game's concerned, I know that Tanner Gordon looked somewhat decent in his last start, against the Yankees.
Yeah.
And I mean Detroit's a pretty damn good offense. So I mean, he went 6 innings, 4 runs. I mean, it wasn't like absolutely terrible. But last year, Tanner Gordon, especially just really, really bad on the road, had like 1 or 2 decent starts, but especially at the end of last year on the road at Arizona, Washington, Detroit, didn't even make it 8 full innings, and I think he had close to 18 runs given up. So just Tanner Gordon on the road, I have to see before I back him at all. So. Yeah, like I said, I have nothing on this game besides PCA, but yeah, I don't hate the Kyle plus 2.5 just because
I want to bet Rockies money line, guys.
I don't hate it. I mean, I don't see how you pay that price with the Cubs with their bullpen situation the way they is. So
in this ballpark, I mean, dude, what did the Cubs score? 5 runs in the last 2 games? 5 runs. It's 2.5 runs a game. Mm-hmm. Matthew Boyd trending in the wrong.
I don't think it's that. I mean, I think it's the people will say it's crazy because it's the Rockies. But again, you're in a good position where if you think that this game might go under.
Every single brilliant man crazy at first, Toast.
I didn't call you crazy. I said I agree with you.
You said that they'll call me crazy. I'm saying everybody brilliant.
They will.
Was initially called crazy.
Well, fuck them.
Yeah, my family told me I was crazy for starting a YouTube channel. Here we are. Plus 295 on DraftKings. They're going to call me crazy. But, you know, all heroes are originally called crazy.
And not all heroes wear capes. Make the bet.
I'm making the bet. Plus 295. All right. Let's go. This is going to be exciting. Just
I was watching
0.75 unit. That's it. Let's go. Let's go, Rocks. Come on now, Rocks. I'm in.
It's so hard to cheer. They're so hard to cheer for, man. I guess I like the run line because, man, just like playing their team totals is so frustrating. You know that number? That's down to 2 full game team total 2.5 minus 110. That's almost very similar to playing the run line. You know what I mean? Gosh, they're pathetic.
All right.
Yeah.
Next, I'm in. I bet it, and I posted it in the Discord. So if you're in there and you just saw that post, just know we're going for it. All right, Blue Jays on the road.
Call me crazy. I don't care.
Yeah, all heroes were originally called crazy. I bet you they told Bruce Wayne he was nuts for fighting crime in the middle of the night.
Who's crazy now?
Bruce Wayne had the last laugh there.
Which character is Bruce Wayne?
Dude, where do you live? Do you not?
Yo,
you don't know
I
who
don't
Bruce Wayne
the details. You could have just said
Batman,
something really
bro.
smart.
He's
right.
Batman.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, that's the second one. I did the back and the body bracket. All right, let's go. New Batman show.
Blue Jays Rangers. What do you like here, John?
Oh, Eric Lauer and Tyler Mahle. I was wanting to get back on the Mahle train. I like the first 5 run line. Toronto's bats have kind of gone cold. I'm not really buying what we saw from Lauer. I know back in Texas can be a bit fucking worrisome, but I think I like them in this spot. Again, it's more about the Mahle spot. And if you like Texas, I know I noted you can't back that bullpen is. They're a little worked. So if you do like Texas, right? Yeah, Garcia 2 of 3, Jackson 3 of 4, Armstrong 2 of 3, Milner 3 of 4. I mean, yikes. So yeah, if you do like Texas like I do, I didn't want to pay the tax for the F5 because it was really heavy today. I would look at it first. If it's moved against me, maybe the money line to get you out of there in a push minus 137. Looking back, I probably would have went with that and give myself the option of a push in case it's 0-0. But I think Lauer's a bit over his skis. I'm not really buying it. Plus, I don't know if he's even going to get to 5 innings.
I don't trust Texas to score. Plain and simple. I don't trust Texas to score runs.
I know,
in
and you're
any
right. Like
circumstance.
90% of the time, dude.
Yeah, I don't care if they're playing in Coors Field with 30-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, I would still not trust the Texas Rangers to score. So I don't know what to do, what you should do with that information. I kind of want to bet Toronto. Now, something to keep in mind, I think Corey Seager's back, right?
He should be coming back today.
He was supposed to come back yesterday. He ended up.
No, he was never supposed to come back yesterday.
Yes,
I tried to tell you guys that in the No, he wasn't. I tried to tell you guys that when I was in Portland. It was a full report. He was never coming back. That was false information. So I played Toronto on the money line at plus 142 last night. Obviously, that number is far gone now. So
you nailed this one.
So yep. Awesome.
Yeah, he is supposed to play today. A lot. Their beat reporters are saying he's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's hit lefties in the past. It is lefty, but he's hit lefties in the past. Plus, having him in the lineup can't hurt. They're so bad.
But for me, like I said, I can't play Toronto. I wouldn't play Toronto at this number. But first of all, Texas can't hit. I knew that Seager was going to be coming back. I've been paying attention to what Corey Seager's been doing for a while now. He'll be back. That doesn't really change anything for me. The fact of the matter is this team can't hit. Even if Corey Seager gives them a full run, which is a lot to give one player on his first game back, it still doesn't matter to me. John touched on it. Texas has a bad bullpen, and they have nobody left to use. So unless Tyler Mahle comes out there and throws 7-8 innings, then I don't really know what the advantage is for this Texas team, especially in the later innings of this game. And oh, by the way, Tyler Mahle, again, has been really good, but he's starting to lose a little bit control. Again, it's not as much as it's bad, but he was going, one walk, and now it's 2 and 3. White Sox, Houston is a decent one, but that was Houston on the road, Colorado, Boston, Oakland, San Francisco, the Dodgers was impressive. So, again, the Toronto offense isn't great either, but I just felt like last night at whatever that huge number was, I just felt like that number was insane for this Texas team. So, obviously, the numbers changed a little bit, but I really, really like the spot for Toronto here. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
The guy Dizzy in the comments is right, by the way, I think. Schultz is going to be the opener, Eric Lauer the primary. So, Dizzy said that in the comments.
Paxton Schultz?
Yeah.
Okay, same thing, an inning or two.
It's Paxton Schultz. What a name. All right, next up.
Yeah.
Yankees Angels, man. I deserve the Angels money line last night. I'll just say it. I deserve that shit. Yankees didn't do shit offensively. One of their runs was on an error. John, so coming into this one, does it concern you that the Yankees didn't really do much against Tyler Anderson yesterday? Now see another lefty, a lefty that's pitched well against the Yankees in the past, and a lefty that's pitched pretty well at home this year. So, look, it's Kikuchi. Say what you want about him. Do you think the Yankees hit off Kikuchi here?
Yeah, I think enough to get me to the over I need, but I would not be betting the Yankees. If I wanted to decide, it would be the Angels. I ended up on the over because I do think, again, I don't trust the Angels bullpen. So even if the Yankees don't get the Kikuchi and he's out of there after 5 2/3, I think they could scratch across the 3 or 4 that they may need. That the over, as I was looking again at my second go over, man, the Angels team total is looking, that number is dropping. It's now full game Angels 3.5 minus 120. I think that's where I might want to look. Angels have, we've talked about it. Don't look now. The Angels are doing Angel things, which means they're striking out like a motherfucker, but they put the ball in the air, they elevate pulled barrels, and those turn into home runs. So, the Angels are, man, they might be leading the league in extra base hits the last 2 weeks. So they're doing the thing, and that's not a great matchup for my guy, the fucking Clark Bar. He's pretty good. Yes, Clark Schmidt is pretty good. I take a lot of heat from Yankee fans for kind of trashing him. I don't love the elevation profile here. Especially in Yankee Stadium and a place like L.A., it's going to get you in trouble. He's constantly up in the zone. So, he's tons of fly balls, lots of hard balls. I'm surprised the home runs haven't come the way they have. I think the Angels hit a couple of ding-dongs. So I think the Angels will get the 4, but I think we also get to the over. Because Kikuchi, man, he's right at that point right now, fellas, where it's, do we buy this for the long haul? He's been excellent at home. He has a 1.23 ERA at the crib. Last 4 starts, just 4 runs in 23 1/3, and only 1 home run in that time frame. So, this is now, again, I don't know the answer. The train is speeding towards the transfer. The switch in the tracks is the the good Kikuchi kind of back and what we saw was just a blip? Or was this like the top of the sine wave and now he goes back? Because the underpinning stuff not great. The velo and the four-seamer is down. The extension is down, which is why the whiff rate is down. He hasn't been great with the slider or the curve. He's the changeup. I mean, he's living off the curveball. If you're not going to be good with the fastball, Yankees might hit him. So I'm on the over, I guess.
It's hard to argue with an over. And also, I kind of agree because you can find some splits. Like I said, you can find some splits to support Kikuchi if you're trying to play the Angels here.
Hell yeah.
He pitches well at home. He's actually got great history against the Yankees. I was just mentioning that. So you can find a path to betting the Angels. I think Toast talked about this last night. He was like, I want to bet the Angels. I just don't think I could do it after what just happened.
The Yankees pen is pulled out also right now.
Yeah.
They're not in a great spot going into tonight.
All right. So obviously you guys know I've made it very clear I'm ice cold right now, but like this is a situation where if I was just down 5 units and not 500, I'd be all in on the Angels right now. But okay, let's just start with Kikuchi. First of all, like Kyle just touched on, really, really good against the Yankees so far in his career. He had one bad start against them last year, and a bad start was 5 innings, 4 runs. But besides that, it's all 5 and 6 innings of 1-run performance. So I don't really worry about Kikuchi facing the Yankees. Also, he's really dominant versus lefty bats. So that's going to be Grisham, Bellinger, Austin Wells, and whatnot. It's the righties that you concern yourself with. But that's if he can work around Goldschmidt and Judge, I think that he's going to have success there because I don't really worry about Volpe, DJ LeMahieu, or Peraza as much as I worry about obviously the other right-handed guys in that lineup. And then as far as we talked about Clark Schmidt, I know that both. I mean, I know Kyle kind of likes Schmitty, but he likes him to pitch when he pitches at Yankee Stadium
in the Bronx.
Right,
not
much
out
more.
here.
And as you can see, it shows that. I mean, all of his good starts at home, fantastic, pretty much. Mets, Padres, Toronto, and then on the road against Cleveland, Seattle, and Colorado. Really not the same type of guy. Essentially, as Trevor would like to say, this dude rolls out of bed on the road and gives up 3 runs. And I like John's team total or the over as well. And then he talked about the Yankees bullpen as well. I mean, rested somewhat. Yeah, you're going to have Weaver, but you're not going to have Williams. Mark Leiter's 2 of the last 3 days. Loizica went 2 of the last 3 days. So again, they're not like taxed or anything like that. But I think this is a really good spot to play on the Angels. Not to mention that Yankees have a day off in California. Then they have a big series versus the Dodgers here. Maybe there's a little bit of a look ahead. I hate that I like the Angels so much today. How about that? I just hate it.
I mean, I agree. It would only be Angels, but I don't have the stomach for it. After what happened, because I felt like the Angels was a great bet last night, even though the market hated it. I mean, the Yankees bats weren't doing shit. We were in a position to win the game. So yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but it would only be Angels. Yes, by the way, to answer your comments, I'll do a community parlay after these guys leave if you guys want to hang out. We got one more game first. The Nats on the road in Seattle. I thought I was going to get CLV on this one. I didn't. I have the over. Pretty much tailing Toast, but I agreed with what he said. As far as Seattle goes, this is Cancun weather. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful in Seattle. I'm talking about by Seattle standards. Anywhere else, it's just a normal ass day. But in Seattle, sunny, wind blowing out slightly. This is just weather in Seattle today.
You get like 5 of these days a year in Seattle. How's that?
Yeah, you don't get many of these out there. So it's beautiful weather in Seattle. You got wind slightly blowing out. You got Trevor Williams, who's been, let's put it delicately, not playing his best baseball this year. I mean, he's basically a pitching machine. The Mariners, surprisingly, almost the complete opposite of last year. We've seen a lot of baseball games go over the total in this ballpark, complete opposite of what we were seeing last year. Mariners just put up, 8 or 9 last night. They should have no problems getting to Trevor Williams. And on the other side, I mean, how far into the game are we going to see Kirby go? How much do we trust him right now? In his first start back, he literally put one into Yanni Diaz's back on the first pitch of the game, directly into the small of his back.
And if you know George Kirby, he doesn't like walking people. He gets truly pissed off when he walks people. So if he's hitting the first guy of the game,
he didn't just hit him. He drilled him in the back. I put the game on. I'm like, all right, nice. We're going to watch George Kirby in the first pitch. I was like, oh, shit. Drilled him. So yeah, I'm on the over. That's the market doesn't really like it though. You could still get this. So I thought it was going to close at 8.5, honestly. But I'm on the over. Toast, you're on the over too, right?
Yeah. Like you said, Trevor, or like I said last game, like Trevor says, Trevor Williams, when he rolls out of bed, gives up a whole bunch of runs. I mean, I think that he pitched pretty well to start the year, and then he's just kind of like the air has been let out of the balloon, and I just think it's going to be impossible for him to put it back in the balloon. So I expect the Mariners to put up a few runs against him. And then as far as Kirby's concerned, we just talked about it. I don't know. I know that he did some rehab starts and whatnot. I just don't really know what to think of him right now. I know that he's going to be at home where he has pitched better in his career, but he did face this Nationals lineup last year. Didn't look good. That start was on the road, but I don't really care if Kirby's on the road or at home. He's a pretty damn good pitcher. But I mean, some of these guys have pretty decent numbers off of Kirby in the small sample size that they have seen him. Not to mention the fact that I think that I still believe in this Nationals lineup. I still think they can cause problems for teams with their speed and whatnot. So again, I just felt like I thought we were going to get 8.5 as well. That's why part of the reason why I played it. But yeah, I have a full unit on the over 8. I think both teams can score here today.
Steve's lock of the day: Nationals first 5, bro. What does Laghezza think?
I'm not really sure because I'm a big Kirby guy, and I fade guys first time back, so I didn't really care. My first inclination was the Seattle team total at 5 because, again, looking to get at Trevor Williams and then the Washington bullpen has been a pretty profitable venture. Though the Nats bullpen has cleaned it up, like they've been significantly better as of late. I don't know if that's really going to stick because, to a man, I'm not really buying what they're selling. So I was leaning towards the Seattle team total. Maybe I like the Seattle run line. Going back to my gut is that Kirby is good. All the diagnostic stuff all kind of checked out. Velo was good, the shape was good, everything was good under the hood. I would have never bet on him last time out because I don't do that in the return start. I generally look for the big bounce. This happened with Suarez already this year. It's happened with a bunch of pitchers already this year. That first start is really wonky. So I think he gets back on track. Nationals offense has really kind of stunk. The Seattle offense has also, which maybe makes me like the run line at even money because I just saw a minus 102. I think I'd prefer to get Seattle to cover and maybe get a 3-1 win because that bullpen is very good. The Mariners bullpen is very good, and they're rested. So I think if Kirby does get back on track, Washington does not really have a path to offense. Yeah, man, I don't know. Everything I seem to choose has been wrong lately, but yeah, I think I would go with the run line. Give me like the 3-1 win, maybe even the 4-2 win. I'm starting to worry Seattle doesn't get the 5. The offense is kind of stuck.
All right, so Seattle run line or pass. John, I'm going to do the community parlay in a second. Guys, first, John, where can they find your stuff?
Oh, follow me on Twitter. All my stuff is streamlined there. I actually have some pretty cool news coming out in the next couple of days. I do a bunch of writing and stuff. I'm going to have a new home, it looks like. But you follow me on Twitter. Check out the Substack. You get the model and all types of fucking stats are up every day before you are. I put them up 7 days a week. I haven't taken a single day off since like March. I'm losing my mind. So, all right, everybody, appreciate you. The comments and the feedback is always so strong. It really means a lot. Appreciate you all.
For sure. John, thanks for joining. Toast,
later, y'all.
Talk to you later,
man.
Be
good. Kyle, my dude. Check you later, bro.
Later, guys.
Love you, Johnny.
Community parlay. Yeah, community parlay is for the community. We come making a parlay. Yeah.
There we go. All right, cast your votes. First leg of the community parlay.
Community parlay, the parlay we bet, yeah. Community parlay is for the community. We come unite, making a parlay. Yeah.
All right. Dodgers money line is the first leg. Second leg. All right, we got Astros. All right, second leg. Cast your votes. Cast your votes. No, Prop Beaver is not locked up. He was just at the game with us the other day. All right, and the second leg is Cardinals, Dodgers money line, Cardinals money line. All right, let's keep on moving down. We've got Phillies. We've got Reds. Two popular ones there. I bet you Phillies or Reds win. Or Cubs. Blue Jays, Rangers. Who'd you guys vote there? Tyler Molly, you voted the Rangers. All right, cast your votes. What's the third leg of the community parlay? Yeah, I'll answer your. I check all the DMs after the stream. Give me about 20 minutes, and then I usually have a bunch of messages about the league after the show. So I got you, Dizzy. Why can't you vote? Is it a membership thing? No, the vote should be. I think all you have to do is be subscribed to the YouTube channel. It's not a membership thing, to my knowledge. Let me see. No, you just have to be a subscribe to the channel. That's all. Just literally just subscribe on YouTube, not like a paid thing. You just click the subscribe button, and I'm pretty sure that should put you in a position where you can vote. Phillies money line. I don't know. I think the Braves are winning that one, guys, but it's not the Kyle parlay. It's the community parlay. So you guys wanted the Phillies. After that, we have Yankees money line. We have Mariners money line. And then let's see what a good second place. A lot of you guys voted for the Astros, and a lot of you guys voted for the Cubs. So we'll give Astros another chance, and we'll give Cubs money line another chance. What is the last leg of today's community parlay? Cast your votes. And the New York Yankees make the parlay. So someone get me the odds on this. We have the Dodgers money line, the Cardinals money line, the Phillies money line, and the Yankees money line. And the odds are, go ahead, somebody in the comments hit me with it. Now, I'll be live at 4 to do NBA, WNBA, and stuff. Kyle, what's this vibe-ass beat you always play in the background? I had people produce those beats, so they're Sauce Network beats. They don't exist anywhere else. There are ours here. Actually, Wags in the comments made one of them. Plus 751, plus 768. Give ourselves a few extra cents. So, plus 768 for the community parlay. Dodgers money line, Cardinals money line, Phillies money line, Yankees money line. Disclaimer, this is probably not a smart bet, but there's the community parlay. Everyone, have yourself a great day. Be back at 4 p.m. Talk WNBA, talk NBA. So for those of you who want to come back at 4 o'clock, see you then. If not, see you tonight at midnight. Everyone, have a good one. Bet responsibly. Deadline for the betting league is 6 p.m. So you've got 5.5 hours, but if you want to pick an early game, you got to submit early. Obviously, if you submit 4 hours from now, you can't pick a 1 p.m. game. It'll automatically count as a loss. All right, talk to you guys later.